All right, now that we have the basic shape of our side rail done, the next thing we're going to do is put a hole in the top and put a couple holes in the face. So to do that, once again, I'll return to top view. So I'll go up here to my views palette and click on top. And come down here to the bottommost tool and say zoom extents, or zoom extents, which would be right here. Or you could also do zoom window. If you do zoom window, that kind of allows you to draw a box around what you want to see. Now, oddly enough, that zoomed in much further than I had intended to. So 2 fingers forward and back on the trackpad. A couple different ways to do it, but your zoom tools, point being, your zoom tools, your slide tools, anything that has to do with how you see the object on the screen are in this bottom palette. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, get the tape measure tool. And from either the left edge or the right edge, doesn't really matter. You're going to click on one of the vertical edges and you're going to pull over 3/8 of an inch. And you're going to click. And then from either the top or the bottom line, again, doesn't really matter, you're going to come up 1 inch, which in this case is right here. And that creates an intersection for which you're going to draw a circle. So the circle tool, found in the same pane as the rectangle. Essentially, these are your multi-sided objects. I'm going to click on circle here. I'm going to click right in the center. And I'm going to draw straight out the red axis. Don't go at some random angle when drawing circles. Super important that you stay on axis. Now, you could also do the green axis. That would be fine. But don't pick a random angle out here. You either need to be straight up or straight sideways. And you're going to type in the radius of this circle. And the radius of this circle is 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to type in 1/8 and press return. I'm now going to change views to be able to see the face, which is over here, which is the left side of the item. So I'm going to come up here and click on left view. And I'm going to zoom extents. And there's the side view with the grooves. I'm going to get my tape measure tool. Click on the top line of the object. I'm going to come straight down 4 inches. So I type 4 and I press return. Click on the guideline again. Pull down 2 inches. Press return. From the left or right edge, does not matter. I'm going to click on that edge and I'm going to pull over, type in 1, return, and again, I get some intersections of some guidelines here. This is where I'm going to draw my circles. So I'm going to get my zoom selection tool, or zoom window tool as they call it in this particular program, and I draw a box around the area I want to zoom into, and now I can clearly see these 2 intersections. I'm going to get my circle tool. I'm going to click at the intersection. I'm going to move again straight across the axis. Since we're looking at it in a different view this time, sideways is actually the green axis. Doesn't matter. Point is, you need to stay on one of these axes when you draw these circles. It's going to be super important later. And the radius of this particular hole, once again, is 1/8. And then we're going to go to this intersection of guidelines, pull out, and this one is 5/32 radius. So 5/32, press return. And I'm going to go ahead and click on save to update any changes that we made to this drawing. And now I want to orbit the drawing sideways. About like that. I'm going to get my push-pull tool. going to click on this surface. I'm going to move in and type 0.5. So it's going to be 1/2 inch deep. And press return. Go here, click on the surface, push it in, 0.5, press return. Now I'm going to zoom out. Again, 2 fingers back and forth is what I'm doing here. I'm going to zoom in to the top, click on the circle, pull down, 0.5, press return. Click on Shift Z so I see the whole piece. I'm going to orbit around a little bit. There I see the top. There I see the front, 1/2 inch holes, 1/4 inch grooves, hole through the top. So now I'm going to come over here to my display menu, scroll down a little bit if needed, click on delete all guides, and click save. And that completes Siderail 1. Next week, we're going to create a copy of this side rail, make a slight change to it. I'm going to call that Siderail 2, and we're going to go ahead and create the base and create the top.